two key points there when we talk about, again, the truth about success. And one of them there is you work harder than everybody. I mean, that's what I've seen, as one of the trend I see with really successful people. In whatever role they're in, they go the extra mile. They outwork people. And then the second point you said that you just do whatever is needed. You just go that extra mile. How important do you think that is when you look at your staff and people in business? How important is that as a success factor?
Well, especially when you're a small business. When you're a small business, you can't afford to have somebody in HR, somebody in IT, somebody in finance, various management roles and all these things. So you just have to really assess what is needed for the company to be successful. And many times it requires you going back and learning something about that. I knew nothing about IT. And even I'll say, even though I graduated with a finance degree, I went back and I had to learn accounting, and I worked with our accountant quite a bit to really understand accounting. And then in IT, I had to go learn IT and human resource and various other things. And you just did what was needed to make the organization successful.
So you don't limit yourself. I think another point we're trying to get across here is don't just put yourself in one box, because you do need to be able to be flexible and know a lot of other things. So, Greg, when you joined, there was 25 people. Like I said, it was a small company. How did you turn a 25 employee company to 250? I mean, my brain just goes like, that's like major.
Well, my predecessor did a very good job of maintaining and growing in a very niche business. My father turned over control of Preferred to his accountant and bookkeeper when he went to run the Kirby Company in 1998. So there was a span in there, and he did a very nice job of kind of making sure that the business was taken care of and financially sound. But there was never this growth aspect to it. We grew, but there was never a focus on growth. And that's something that you have to decide you're going to do. And it's not for everybody. It's a lot of work. To grow, you have to have a vision, and you have to continue to think about that vision. So back 15, 16 years ago, when, it kind of was, we had a little growth, but we were still in some very, just really in the same business. We just growing within that business. I kind of started developing this vision of what we could be through expanding to other markets, expanding to other geographical regions, expanding our technology. And we just started building, and you just build and build. You look at where your deficiencies are as far as your knowledge, your competencies. So really the people that you need to fulfill the vision. And that vision doesn't need to be growth. It could be many, many things. My vision was to be a very diverse, very stable, and a company that had the respect of our clients, our community, and one that I was proud to be a part of. And we went about building that, and it's taken 10 or 15 years so far. We have another 10 years to go to fulfill that vision. But that vision is constantly in my head. When I'm working out in the morning on my bike, that vision kind of comes about, and you make little adjustments. Well, maybe we need to do this. I need to hire this person. We went through a stage where we're in a business that's about data. We needed good technology, good data analysts. Well, we don't have that skill. So we had to go hire a good CTO. Now, fortunately, we were big enough, profitable enough, we could afford those. But that was all part of building those core competencies, people that understand, that have the capability and the competence, and also fit, kind of buy into your vision and the culture that you're trying to create. So
yeah. So Greg, I'm listening to you there, and first thing you said there, which I again totally agree. You made the decision to grow. I think that is, and and I like that situation. It's not that we're pointing any fingers, but sometimes there previously the goal of the company was just to maintain.
Yep.
You see, whatever you focus on in life, you get. If you focus maintenance, just if I can just maintain this, I can just stay here. Guess what? That's what you're gonna get. But you made that decision. First was to make the decision to grow, and if you focus on growth, you then have to focus on what's your vision. What's your vision? So there's some real clear nuggets there. What's your vision? And it's interesting to hear you're only halfway through the vision. Can you just quickly, just for the audience, PCI, preferred credit, what is preferred credit?
Preferred credit is what's called an indirect consumer lender. And what indirect means is we're not going out getting customers to lend money to. We are using a sales network. We have about 1,000 dealerships, organizations that we work with that sell product between the United States, Canada, and the UK, and then and about 15 to 20 different products that we're financing.
240 million you did in loans last year.
Yeah.
Obviously, we had the pandemic, the people thinking lockdown, let's just cut back, let's not do anything. You had a great year, so that tells me if you did 240 million in 1 year, that means you are loaning $1 billion every 4 or 5 years.
Yep.
Yeah. It's not bad.
So
it's nice little business. It's a nice little business. So that's fantastic. So we're running this massive organization. You've gone there. You've had to learn different things. You've had to upgrade your skill level in different areas to get to where you are. So as a president and CEO, what is your prime responsibility, would you say, in that position?
My primary responsibility at this point in the size of the organization is to ensure that we have the people, the talent, and the resources, and I'm clearing the path for them to be successful. So, and sometimes that means making the tough decisions. And that's really one of the things that CEOs or heads of companies, they don't like to do. So they want to delegate. You can delegate a lot of things. You have to delegate a lot of things to be successful. What you can never delegate are the tough decisions. You can never delegate the heartbeat of the organization. You can never delegate, creating the vision and attracting the high level talent that you need. Those are the things you can't delegate. So, it's really about getting the right people in place that can have the competency, that buy into your vision, and adhere to your culture.
And the reason I asked that question there, and again, this is to help our audience, that look, we know Greg's running a big organization, hundreds of millions of dollars, but if you were just starting out today, you are the president of your company. You are the president of you, and the same principles apply. Listen to this. You got to get the right people around you. You can't do it on your own. You have to get the right people around you. The other thing here, the right talents. So it's not just people, but people who have got talents and the right resources around you. And you've also got to make the hard decision. I know you work with a lot of small businesses and medium-sized and large businesses. It's the same principles, isn't it?
Yep, it is. And whether you're a few person organization or, tens of thousands, you have to be willing to take the responsibility for the organization, for its success, or its failure.